Oh, okay. Another thing. Here, this is hard truths. Not everyone can have six pack. Okay.
I disagree with this, and I'm not sure where he's going with it, but let's see.
Does anyone want to debate this? There's a
I do want to debate it, and I'll give my argument first. I think everybody can get a six pack. For some people, it's definitely going to take longer, but everybody has abs. There's just varying levels of fat covering those abs depending on the person. But everybody has abs, and everybody's abs can come out. Look, we've seen there are examples of guys who've been 300, 400 pounds, and they've seen their abs at some point. You know, it might take years, but they're there and everybody has them, and if that's the case, then everybody can get them, at least see them, with time, effort, and dedication. Let's see what how he possibly can refute that.
lot of people who hate this take, but I'm sorry. Not everyone can have a six pack. I'm sorry. Um, if you don't believe this, look at MMA fighters.
They train differently. MMA fighters train differently, and everything they do to cut weight and manipulate their water messes with the look of their physique, but they're not interested in the look of their physique. They're interested in making weight and performing at their best, and sometimes it makes their physique look a little bit weird, but that's not, I don't think that's a good example.
They all train their asses off and eat right, but genetically, some of them can't get that lean, right? Now, they could if they were under my program, under a fucking rigid programming, but it's not sustainable. No one would do that kind of, because the hardest part of cutting is when you realize you moved mountains for a six pack, but your buddy did it with ankle weights. That is the hardest part about the truth of a six pack, is how easy it is for some and how hard it is for others. But for me, it was hard to get a six pack during my bodybuilding season. But when I got it, I looked 1,000 times better than my buddies. My buddies got it in 4 weeks. Mine took, 12, 15 weeks, right? But mine was way thicker frame, thicker abs popping out of the stomach. Mine looked way better. But again, I saw them eat pizza and maintain it. And I was like, ooh, if I ate a pizza, I would kind of like hold water and, it would be bad. So Reddit says everyone can have six packs. I saw something on the internet where you're not working hard enough. No. Now, just because not everyone can have six packs, just because that's like a cold truth, doesn't mean being lean isn't a better life, better breathing, better everything, right? You know what I mean? Like, getting lean, you don't really need a six pack to be confident. Once you're lean, you're confident.
I think even he himself, he doesn't really agree with what he's saying. He's not saying that not everyone can have a six pack. What he's saying is it's not worth it for everyone to try and maintain a six pack. I think that's closer to what he's actually saying here. Because saying not everyone can have a six pack, that's just flat out wrong.
Right? Do HIIT versus bodybuilding? Okay. That again is big pet peeve of mine. Okay, let's go back here. High intensity interval training versus bodybuilding. Okay, the big problem of what you're saying is that you and your family have retard genes. I'm only saying this once. Bodybuilding is HIIT. If your bodybuilding workouts are not high intensity, when you look at the science of a sprinter that it goes 80 to 90% of his max with safety concerns, like he's doing it right, so it's probably not 90%, but when you see a sprinter going 80% versus a bodybuilder going 80% explosive perfect, on paper, scientifically, it's literally the same thing. No human can do 10 rounds of sprints at 80% intensity and then bench press high intensity. Your body chooses one, and it's the one that comes first, obviously. You cannot do 10 rounds of sprints. Most trainers get people to do this, by the way. This is how you get hurt. If you do 10 rounds of sprints versus 5 sets of high intensity bench press, one of them will be weaker, right? And it's usually the one you do later, right? So if you said, John, this thing kills me when people say after my workout I do sprints. No, you don't, because it's impossible. It's impossible for a human to do sprints after a real workout. It's literally physically impossible. A lot of my clients would say, John, I missed the gym today. What do I do? That's when you incorporate the sprints, right? Sprints are anaerobic, like lifting. No oxidative pathway, right? Aerobic is oxidative pathway. It's easier, right? When you go aerobic for a long time, you get skinny like a runner. When you do sprints, you have delts like Zherka, explosive and anaerobic, right? This is the best thing for your appearance. Google the difference from a sprinter and a marathon runner right now. You'll see what I'm talking about, right?
I've heard him give this take before, comparing bodybuilding to sprinting, and how throughout your workout you need to be high intensity to the point where you can barely really breathe, and you shouldn't be breathing properly or comfortably throughout your session. And I gave my take. I sort of agree and disagree. I think it should most definitely be high intensity, but I think there is an element of breathing and an element of catching your breath before you go into your next set. But yes, I agree in the sense that when you're in your set, you're really giving it your all. You're pushing, and you're not just breathing comfortably like you're going for a stroll. That's for sure.
Why most people are confused with this is because no one's workout is high intensity. They adapt to their 12 reps. There's nothing intense about 12 reps, right? Look at a sprint. A sprint is like 5 seconds, 8. What is it? How long is it? I didn't have many sprinters, so I don't know. But it's short, right? Now your rep range, you got to work with your 5 rep range, right? You got to be high intensity. You sit there doing 20 reps of bench press, you'll actually get weaker over time. Like, that's not good, right? Damn, since when did you have a PhD in bodybuilding? I spent 1 year reading about the science of muscular adaptation. Failed all my classes just to read this, and drugs. And all my buddies like, you don't even lift. And then I lifted naturally, lapped them with 15 pounds, and then I enhanced, lapped them, gained like 60 fucking pounds. And they're like, what the fuck? And they're all on roids, and they gained like 10 pounds. They're pathetic. And I'm like, yeah, working out for 10 years versus 1 year smart, the training smarter is faster, right? It just is. I could let Miskiff do roids for 10 years straight, and I'd catch up to him in 2 months because I know the anabolic matrix of what works, especially with my body, which drugs. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how much sleep to get, how much food to get. By the way, sleeping a lot is the most retarded shit ever. Everyone gets enough sleep. I hate that shit. You're not sleeping enough. Your bench will go higher.
Friendly care package inbound.
Yo donated $5. Advice for skinny fat.
Just lose body weight while maintaining strength.
He's giving the same points really over and over again, which is build strength, build strength. Are you trying to bulk? Okay, build strength. Are you trying to cut? Okay, maintain and build strength. It's really kind of a universal answer. But in regards to what he was saying before, training smart is definitely more important than, I'm not going to say more important than training hard. You still have to train hard, but you know what I mean. It's crucial for you to train smart. I made so much progress in my first 3 months that would take other people literally 3 years to make, because I knew what I was doing, at least as much as I could for still being a beginner. I trained smart. I went through every single rep, the full range of motion. I focused on my strength. I focused on my eating as well, my protein. So I was able to maximize the amount of progress I was able to make in that time. And I shortened the learning curve as much as possible. So many people waste so much time and leave so much progress on the table just because they simply don't know what they're doing, and they're spinning their wheels for so long before they finally hit a breakthrough and start seeing any type of results.
Link your sources you used to read. It's in any textbook, right? Muscular strength adaptations over time means volume over time. Volume over time, right? 5 reps, 6 is a strength adaptation. You keep adding them like bricks. Many strength adaptations equals muscle. That's it, right?
So you're working with 5 reps. Let's say you're doing 225 pounds, 5 reps. Next week you do 5 reps. Next week you can do 6 reps. Now you're doing 225 for 6. Then you do 225 for 6 again. You do it again, 6 reps. Then you get 7 reps. Now you're doing 225 for 7. You can do 7. Next week, you go up. You go up to 235, and you hit that for 5. Then you hit it for 5. Then you hit it for 5. Then you hit it for 6. Then you hit it for 6. Then you hit it for 6. Then you hit it for 7. And you go up to 245. So you see how it works? 245 for 5, I should say. So you see how it works? You're trying to build strength. It's not always going to be possible every single week, but when you're able to squeeze out an extra rep, then when you're able to squeeze out an extra 2 reps from where you started, that's an indicator, that's the indicator that you can now go up with your weight and bring your reps back down again.
Yeah, a human will know if he doesn't get enough sleep. But my problem with sleep is, look at army guys, right? They can never get to bed on time and they still get fit. So the way I do it, more army style, right? Can we talk about how people overuse pre-workout? No. Most people underuse caffeine. You're thinking of gym rats. Gym rats overuse it. Most people go to a workout without even a coffee. That's how stupid they are, right? Caffeine is the greatest performance-enhancing psychoactive stimulant you could take, right? Caffeine is huge.
I don't have much to say there. I love my coffee. I'm not too big into pre-workout. I used to be, but not so much anymore. But I definitely love my caffeine.
Effective way to stabilize moods in cuts. Oh, when you're cutting your mood, I would say do your refeed strategically. So if you have a late night appetite, save your calories to the end of the day and fast, right? And intermittent fasting just supercharges your cut. Like, it's so good. But none of my clients would fast as soon as their lifts went down. I'd be like, all right, enough fasting. Like, your lifts are going down. But usually that won't happen for the average guy. The whole point of lifting is this. Look, get to, let's say you have a 200 pound bench. If you have a 200 pound bench, you're either getting to 220 pound bench or maintaining 200 pound bench as you lose weight. Bench is not allowed to go down unless you're going to hurt yourself, obviously, right? You'll know if you're lying to yourself, right? Bench is not allowed to go down, right? Now, if you're bulking, you can go to 300 pound bench. I don't give a fuck, right? But that's the whole point, is that once you have your basic lifting numbers, your strength, your newbie gains of strength, that is your Bible. It can never change. Once you get to 200 pound bench, you cut, it's never going down. And you bulk, it has to go up. And maintenance is for cowards. Don't do that. Maintenance just means diet break. Don't ever maintain for the sake of maintaining. Who's hitting the same weight for the same reps while cutting? Usually pro natural bodybuilders. They're really good at periodizing strength and keeping it there. what should you immediately do if you see your bench slipping on a cut? Don't do anything for a while, but if it starts to dip too much, increase calories, right? You're cutting too fast. Usually calories is going to, like, let's say right now, let's say you do 2,000 calories a day and you cut with 2,000 a day. Bench goes down. I would add 300 calories. Maybe snack, let's do protein. Since you're cutting, not granola, protein bar before your bench, right? Which is intra-workout sugars are genius for keeping your lift strong. So when I was cutting, I would stay fasted, and then right when I started going to my big bench, gummy bears, and it would stay strong. Gummy bears in between. Not enough to bloat or anything, but just enough to feel a pump.
He's cooking right now. There's really not too much I have to say. He's definitely spilling the sauce. So let's let him cook.
Feel that grip strength go up, right? And I didn't have one client who did not eat in the gym. Not one. They all said, dude, I need to have gummies or something. And most people actually lose fat faster with something in their stomach. It's weird. If you stay fasted, you lose weight. If something's in your stomach, usually for most people, you lose fat. Like your engine's going. I don't know why that is. Nobody knows why that is. Well, there's theories, but basically, how to be soft and skinny is cut bunch of weight fast. How to be athletic lean, cut weight at not slow, moderate pace while maintaining athletic performance, right? At highest calories while still dropping weight, or mirror looking sharper. If you look better in the mirror, sometimes for a lot of guys, it's like the scale, it's tricky. Why cut weight even if skinny? Because nobody wants like a pouch or a little stomach, right? That bothers a lot of people for their confidence, right? Most skinny guys feel more confident when they can take their fucking shirt off or whatever.
So when he's talking about make sure you're consistently dropping weight or the mirror is looking sharper, that applies most often to skinny fat guys who are not necessarily seeing a big change in the scale. And you're not really supposed to, because your body is going through a recomp. And think what you will about recomp, building muscle and burning fat at the same time. This happens around your maintenance calories. I would say a slight deficit. But when you build muscle, obviously that equates to gaining weight. Then when you burn fat, that equates to losing weight. But muscle is actually more dense than fat. So don't be surprised if you actually maybe gain some weight, but in the mirror, you're looking better. Don't think you're not making progress. You're still making great progress, and the mirror is going to be your best friend when it comes to actually judging that progress compared to the scale. The scale is not going to tell you the whole story.
What's the best body fat for percentage for an athlete who wants to compete at the highest level? Like to be shredded, but well, here's the thing, dude. Shredded body fat percentage is a myth. Some men are shredded at 9% and look leaner than other men that are at 7 or percent. Right? And usually the difference is this guy right here that looks better at 9% has more muscle. This guy at 7%, right, has less muscle. Right? So a lot of times you see a guy with a six-pack, he could be 12 to 14%. I've seen 14. And his abs look better than yours when you are at 9%. Because everyone stores body fat differently, right? So some people store it evenly around the body, A lot of really good genetic guys store it just in their back, so their stomach looks tight.
I store a lot of my body fat in my lower back. So I think based on his description, I feel like I'm one of these people who I look more shredded than I actually am because I have more muscle, and the way my body fat is distributed across my body, it promotes a better looking physique. I am one of these people. I am built different.
Well, someone with a belly and love handles looks worse when going lean. No, that's not true. Right? If they lose the love handles and belly, they're more confident. I don't know what you mean by that. Here, for example, right? Zherka looked better than anyone in his gym at 10% body fat. Everyone in his gym was steroid 8% competing. Right? But the way my body is like it was sick. It was worth it. It was worth it to go down. Oh yeah, years ago. Can you review fans' physiques? Yeah, who wants me to review them? Everyone's so fit in my Discord. It makes me want to go to the gym, actually. Like, you guys destroy me right now. Right? Who wants to get on? Green juices. What the fuck do they do? Just keep watching this video, bro. I'm done with this.
That's it for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. He gave some pretty good tips. Let me know if you want to see more of these reactions. This guy's been popping off. I'd love to debate him. I'd love to fight him as well. I think that'd be really entertaining. I think it'd make for a good match, whether it is a verbal match or a physical match. I think it'd be a good one. Let me know if you guys want to see that in the comments. Maybe start something up on the socials. See if we can stir the pot a little bit with Mr. Zherka. Get some action going. That's all we want to see in this world nowadays. We all just want a little bit of action in our lives. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Shoot for the stars.